All right, are we on? All right, I think we're on. Hey guys, welcome to my 48th live stream. Today is Monday, October 30th, not October, sorry, November 30th. Sorry about that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming. And man, how about that double finale? So, all right, it is 8:20. So yeah, let's get started. Let's see. Dan says, "Hey guys, this was a great finale in my eyes. It was, honestly. I mean, what World Beyond did with the final episodes. I mean, it had some hiccups, but man, I would say, yeah, the second half of the season was better than the first half. The characters definitely got better. Hey Viking, he says we need to do a stream sometime, man. Yeah, I definitely want to. I still don't know how, you can have more than one person on a live stream, you know what I mean? Like hosting. But I mean, if you're up for it, I am too. So, by the way, like how you, oh, that's what Epic was about to, sorry, that's what Epic was asking. Hey, how are you guys doing tonight? I'm doing all right, Epic. I just took a shower and came from work. Well, so I came from work, then took a shower, and I tried, well, my dad unsuccessfully to apply for spring next year. I'm trying to go back to school, unfortunately, but I have to do it. So yeah. But anyways, enough about that. So yeah, hope you guys are doing good. And yeah, there's going to be no more Walking Dead this year. So, I mean, it's only a month left. So, yeah. Let's see. Epic says that mid-season finale was pretty good. No, so pretty solid. Mid-season finale. Are you talking about Fear? Or, let's see. Dan says, yeah, I honestly think 607 was the best episode of season 6A for me personally. Yeah, I think so too. We got Morgan and Alicia in the episode. It's funny because they didn't intend for it to be a mid-season finale, but the way it ended was just, it was good, honestly. I mean, like, it wasn't like last year or the season 5, episode 7, where Alicia was infected, or we thought she was infected. Let's see. Dan says this finale for World Beyond was actually really good as well. Hey Daryl, he says, why is it every time I buy Burger King, you do a live stream? This is the 4th time, but it's all good. That's cool though. LOL. That's funny, Daryl. How much Burger King? I'm just curious. Like, is it like every Monday or Wednesday? Like, cause like I haven't had Burger King in like years. I'm not joking. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just that's interesting. DeRosa says, the boys, Dan and Epic, what's up? Let's see. Dan says, hey man, now I want Burger King, LOL. Yeah, that's funny. DeRosa says, it's crazy because I've known Epic for quite a while now. I always see him in different Walking Dead live streams. Yeah, I see him in, I think I've seen him in Viz's live stream, for Walking Dead Now. I've seen him a few times in those. Let's see. And you say, and Dan is probably the youngest Walking Dead YouTube I've ever seen, YouTuber. Have you guys seen Ryan? Ryan's Walking Dead channel. He's pretty young. He's younger, I think. Dan says, yeah, I started when I was 12 and now I'm 16. LOL, crazy. DeRose says, I didn't know you were that young. Yeah. Yeah, Dan is young, but he is talented, more talented than Ian and Andy, the writers from the ex-writers from Fear. But, I mean, everyone's probably more talented than them. So, yeah. Anyways, Russ says, that's why I'm impressed because most people at that age are too shy to show themselves on camera, but you do it like a natural. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm still somewhat shy when it comes to being on camera, but I mean, honestly, personally, I just don't think anyone wants to just look at me when I'm talking about The Walking Dead. Let's see. Dan says, yeah, I started YouTube very young. Thanks, man. I enjoy it so much. It's super easy at this point. Hey, Brian. Hey, Dan. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, so I had to do the live stream today on Monday instead of Wednesday like normal because I think I'm gonna spend time with my brother on Wednesday. we're gonna go out, I think, hang out, and because of that, I cannot do the live stream around that time. Dan says never too late. Oh wait, DeRosa says I could have started a Walking Dead YouTube channel, but I feel like it's too late in the game. Dan says never too late. I would love to see some videos. Yeah, that's true. DeRosa, I honestly thought it was late for me to start with The Walking Dead, but I just went with it. In a way, it's never okay. Yes, that's an amazing song, but it's never too late because I mean, look how much Walking Dead is going. We still have one more season of World Beyond left. We still okay. Let's not talk about the Rick movies, but we still have another half season of Fear and like 6 episodes of season 10. So, there's still a good amount coming. Let's see. The Rose says, yeah, World Beyond finale was actually good. Actually good. I'm surprised. Dan says, yeah, for once it was entertaining. LOL. Yeah, it was entertaining. Unlike Iris. I'm sorry, guys. Let's be honest. Is Iris one of the worst characters in not just World Beyond, but that we've seen in the Walking Dead franchise? You know what I mean? Just like you don't hate her, but you're just like, what is this character? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because the actress, I'm not trying to hate on the actress, but I just don't feel for her, the character. Like the actress for Hope, she seems, I don't know her name, but she seems like 10 times better. And they're like the same, aren't they like the same age? Or at least maybe she's a little older. Let's see. DeRosa says, I hardly eat Burger King. Just so happens when you stream, I get it. That's interesting, DeRosa. I mean, like, I guess like I've done a lot of streams. I mean, it's crazy. We're almost at 50 now. Let's see. DeRosa says, I've seen Epic in some of Trev's Q&A videos. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen Epic in those. I don't watch Trev anymore. And DeRosa says, I think I've seen you, Brian, as well. I don't remember. Yeah, I was on Viz's videos. Dan says, I've given up on Trev a little bit. Brian provides way better content, in my opinion. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot to me. You also, honestly, like your content, it is just as good, if not better, than Movie Idol, and it's better than Ronnie Hayes's because he stopped doing Walking Dead. He just talks about anything that's scary. And I'm sorry, but that's boring. Like, I don't want to talk about Friday the 13th or all that. I mean, sure, you can talk about a little bit, but he talks about it way too much. And like it's so old, just no. Dan says, also people are telling me that Fear has been renewed for a season 7. Wow, I did not know that, Dan. Not sure if that's true, but I'm honestly glad if it is. That is crazy, Dan. If Fear was renewed for a 7th season, oh man, that's just crazy. First off, get Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider for season 7 as well. But I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, I honestly thought 6 might be the final one. Here's the thing. I'd rather have 6 be the final season if it's good than season 7 and it's terrible and it's the final season. You know what I mean? But I will say that, yeah, I hope season 7 is amazing, but I don't know. It's crazy that they're going to do might do a season 7 because, like, everything's ending. The Walking Dead's got 1 or 2 more years left. World Beyond's got 1 year left. So, like, how much more is Fear going to go? I kind of feel like it should end with the others, Like, end all 3 at the same time. DeRosa says, who's Iris again? Yeah, that's funny, DeRosa. Yeah, I honestly, like, Iris is just... When she's hugging, okay, first off, I gotta talk about the both episodes because it's been a while. But yeah, when she's hugging Hope goodbye, her sister, I don't see any tears. I just don't see it. But the actress for Hope, she does an amazing job. But that is not the face of someone that's saying goodbye to their sibling. You have to show emotion. Like, if I had to say goodbye to my brother, I would be a mess. Like, I wouldn't, like, you guys would look at my face and I would like break down, just saying goodbye to him and possibly never see him again. Like, that's how I would be. But Iris, it doesn't look like she does that. I just don't get it. Sorry about that rant, but it's true. Okay, let's be honest. Iris is probably one of the worst characters. Anyway, Dan says Hope is a really good actress in my opinion. Yeah, she is. DeRosa says me when I see a Brian live stream. That's funny. Um, that's funny, DeRosa, because I don't know what that face is supposed to mean. Is it like happy or like I don't know? It's a funny face. And you say Ronnie smoking haze, lol. Yeah, it's just he doesn't. Okay, and he sometimes okay at times he doesn't give World Beyond enough credit. Like he might just say, "Oh, it's pandering to a certain audience," and it kind of is. But you have to understand what they're doing with it, and is it good? Is it bad? Like what they're doing with certain characters, like Felix, like Hope, is really good. Huck, it is interesting. I will say that it's interesting. Maybe not the best, but it's still interesting. But you just have Ronnie Hayes, who I don't know, he might see like the music and the slow motion stuff and just be like, oh, this sucks. And I would say it's not perfect, yeah, but I don't think it ruins the episode. Dan says, yeah, Ronnie is too much into his comic at this point, and he also doesn't love the main show enough anymore. But he loves We Are the End of the World, lol. Yeah, right there, Dan, that is a big problem. How can anyone love that episode? It's filler. It doesn't do anything for the story, and it's just off. Like we get a pretty good premiere, and then we get that episode that's completely taken out from the other characters in the story. Just I don't know. It's just off. DeRosa says Felix actually a good character. Yeah, Felix is a good character. I don't know. I feel like in the second half of the season he kind of fell flatter, and then Hope kind of stood up more. So Hope might be my favorite character in season one. It was Felix at first, but then now it might actually be Hope. Dan says also the fight was amazing in this one with Huck and Felix. Yes, this fight was better than Negan versus Beta in season 10, and it was better than Rick versus Negan in season 8. Like, maybe you guys will disagree. I completely understand your opinion, but this fight was better. Should Felix have won realistically? Yeah, he should have. Because he's like way stronger than her, but yeah. Um, Dan says Felix is such a great character at this point. He is. I'm glad they're keeping him for season two because if he died in season one, like man, that would have been kind of a waste. DeRosa says, "Oh, by the way, guys, how crazy is it that episode 9 and 10 had like no major deaths? Like, World Beyond had no deaths from any of the main characters. Like a Walking Dead season without a big character death, and yet it was still good. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to do a death in the story just to have the season be good." DeRosa says, bro, Ronnie Hayes fell off, lol. Yeah, he stopped being passionate. He started doing his comic, and I get that. But every time he's about to start a Walking Dead live stream, he just talks about his comic over like 10, 20 minutes before it starts, and it's like Ronnie, we don't want to see that right now. We want to get to the live stream. That's the main topic, because some people, they're running out of time. They have to watch, they have to go somewhere and they want to start the live stream now. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't make people wait. DeRosa says, at this point, the PT channel is better, lol. Ouch. PT channel. Yes, I agree. Epic says, by the way, I'm not going to keep watch Trev's fan anymore. He just keeps doing conspiracy stuff. Yeah, I don't care for conspiracy videos, honestly. It's not that I don't believe them. I think I do for the most part, but I just don't want to waste my time. Like I know what I believe. That's it. Don't waste your time watching it. DeRosa says I haven't watched Trev in a while, to be honest. Hey, Epic. I mean, I read your question earlier, but I guess glad you made it. Let's see. He says I agree. It's like how the Rad Brad like the Walking Dead survival instinct. Oh yeah, the Rad Brad. I used to watch him. I kind of loved his channel at first, but then he kept saying every single game he did was great, and it was like, it isn't. Just like be honest. I don't like gaming channels that aren't honest. That's just not right. Let's see. I gotta catch up. Dan says, yeah, I'm done with Trev as well. Ronnie is losing me as well. They used to make great videos, but now I'm just not interested, unfortunately. The rest says Trev was one of my favorite YouTubers. Now he's kind of falling. I'm starting to like the smaller Walking Dead community like Dan, Brian, and Super Videos. Thank you, DeRosa. Yeah, yeah. The smaller videos help. smaller channels. They help because we try to be there for each other more than the bigger channels. And you say, what if Michael Bay directs the Rick movies? That would be okay. First, DeRosa, there will be if Michael Bay directs it, I hope Alicia is in it. First off, because Michael Bay movies. Here's the thing: in Michael Bay movies, there has to be a beautiful uh, girl or woman in the story, and there has to be lots of explosions and something big, like giant stuff. You know what I mean? Just destruction too. So yeah, honestly, um, I would have a fan help him, but that might be pretty cool. Lots of explosions, actions, and that would be pretty awesome, DeRosa. Because Michael Bay, he's not great with dialogue and stuff, but he makes them look interesting. I will say that. Dan says Felix and Hope both are my favorite. Survived. I'm happy. Yeah, like I mean, Iris survived, but like let's be honest, like she's no one's favorite. Like if you guys can find one person who likes Iris, I will be amazed. Dan says Ronnie is too famous for Walking Dead now. Is the vibe I'm getting? I think so too, Dan. Absolutely, you're right on the money with that one. DeRosa says, bro, at this point, George Drake is better than Makeup Half Presents. Yeah, I gotta watch George Drake. I keep forgetting to watch his videos. I just haven't had a lot of time recently. Dan says, I miss the Zeus Tuber. He used to be awesome. He did, Dan. I loved the Zeus Tuber's content. He was great. So yeah, okay, guys. Yeah, we really gotta stop talking about YouTubers and get with the episode if we can. I'm just saying that would be great. And DeRosa says, and George Drake says the dumbest things I've ever heard, but at least he stays on top of The Walking Dead. What kind of dumb things, DeRosa? I'm just curious. I also watch All Things Film and The Walking Dead Explained and Predatory. I watch those guys too. They're pretty good. Maybe not the best sometimes. Let's see. Epic says it's weird. The small channels seem to be Walking Dead focused heavily, whereas it's like the big channels aren't as Walking Dead focused anymore. Yeah, they probably think they're just too big for it now, Epic, or they want to expand their content because they're bigger. But I think if you're a bigger channel, you should not expand too much because then you'll lose the loyal people you started with. Dan says, I'm loving the way they set up season 2. I'm actually really excited for next year's World Beyond. Yeah, me too, Dan. It'd be crazy. So I just watched your video. I was going to comment on it, but I just haven't had time. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, like, how crazy would this be, Dan, if Hope goes to the CRM and, okay, let's say season 2 ends. Let's see season 2 ends with Hope and maybe her dad trying to escape to one of the helicopters on top of the building in the CRM community. And there's a CRM soldier. There's CRM soldiers chasing them in the hallway. And we have a CRM soldier in front of Hope and her dad. And he tells them to get down. And they get down. And the soldier shoots the other soldier is dead behind them. And he shows them to the helicopter. And you have Hope. Let's say you have Hope. She knows how to operate it or whatever, and they are about to fly away, and the soldier takes off his helmet, and it's Rick Grimes. Like, how? I'm sorry, I know it's not possible, but I feel like that would be like a dream ending for season 2. Like, if you could have the best ending for World Beyond, I think that would be the best ending you could possibly give it to set up the Rick movies. Like, just imagine Hope is like, who are you? After, and the guy still has his helmet, and then he takes it off, and it's Rick. But we didn't hear it's Rick because his voice maybe doesn't sound the same because it's been a while, and I don't know, just an idea. DeRosa says if Alicia is in the Rick movies and Michael Bay directs it, they're gonna make her look like. Oh, you meant to say Megan Fox? Yeah, yeah. Although, just saying, Alicia way better than Megan Fox. Alicia is better, but yeah. Let's see. Epic says, oh wait. Epic says also I'm tired of these people who keep thinking everyone new character is Dwayne Jones. Yeah, I'm sick of it too, Epic. I'm sick of people saying Madison's alive. I'm sick of I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it because people They don't think they want any tie-ins to the first season, as well as they think that everyone's going to come back. Ever since Morales, everyone thinks that any character we lost is going to come back from the dead or whatever. It's so annoying because we didn't see him die. I don't know. It's annoying. Let's see. Dan says Dwayne is dead. I don't get why people don't get that. LOL. I don't understand it either, Dan. I mean, I really don't. DeRosa says George Drake, Dwayne, and Rick will return in the finale. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe he said that by an accident. But yeah, like he didn't mean to say Dwayne. He meant to say someone else. Maybe that happened. And you say I just watched to laugh. Okay. And you say the Vatos gang is still alive. Oh my gosh, please tell me he didn't say that, DeRosa, because the Vatos gang, okay, maybe a few of them survived, but for the most part, the gang is dead. I mean, they even confirmed the hospital group from season 5 is dead. They even confirmed that. They're dead. I mean, what in the world? Like, will these people just stop thinking, oh, this person's alive? It's a zombie apocalypse, guys. They probably died off screen, you know? Epic says, like, some reason when they showed that black CRM soldier in the season 10C trailer, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, it's Dwayne Jones. Oh no, that wasn't a CRM soldier. That was a Commonwealth soldier. But yeah, it couldn't have been Dwayne, because no, I mean, okay, so if Dwayne was alive, yes, he would be old enough to be Dwayne, but because it's been like 11 years, so Dwayne would be like about as old as me. So yeah, it could, if they said that Dwayne was alive, yes, it could be Dwayne, but he's not. That's the thing. And also, let's remember, guys, we have to see the actor on set. If nobody saw the actor on set, then it's not him, you know? Let's see. DeRosa says Heath is the leader of the CRM. Oh, wow. You know, DeRosa, George Drake, I am seeing competition here as far as jokes, because you guys know I love doing jokes in my reviews, and all this, those lines, like, this is gold. This is joke territory, you know, just saying. Dan says, no problem, man. I figured I would talk about Rick since we all want to see Rick so bad. Yeah, even Huck wants to see Rick, you know, like in my review, I just had, I loved it. I don't know. I just like that joke where Huck's asking her mother, she's like, when do I get to see Rick now? You know, I fulfilled our deal. When do I get to see Rick? And Elizabeth's like, in the movie, it's like everybody else. And it's like, oh, you evil woman, you know, just, I don't know. It's just an idea I had, but I honestly don't know with the Rick movies. It's like, we really got to see some filming. It's been 2 years now. They got to start production or something with it. I don't know. They got to restore our faith in the movies, you know, not just tweets, you know, and saying the Rick movies are still happening. Give us something to work with, you know? Dan says, oh wait, I already read that. DeRosa says, what if Ariana Grande shows up on The Walking Dead? I would not like that, DeRosa. I mean, sure, I think she's pretty, but she's no Alicia or, you know, Rosita. And yeah, she's one of those Hollywood actors and stuff. So no, they think they're too good for The Walking Dead. She would be on for like one episode and be like, I'm too good for this. I think, personally, that's my opinion. Dan says, yeah, nah, we all know Scott is the leader of the CRM. No, please, Dan. No, please don't start that again, please. No, I don't want to talk about Scott. Okay, let's move on. Dan says the Morales returning was so unnecessary, in my opinion. I know who it was. It don't matter, not one bit. Yeah, I don't remember if you said it yet, Dan, but I hope Morales does not return in your... I cannot wait for your rewrites. Just one more week, and they're coming back. I'm so excited for your rewrites. And I pray that Morales doesn't come back. Dan says, no one wants to see the hospital. Worst storyline ever. It's definitely one of the worst storylines ever, Dan. I agree. I mean, terrible villains, you know, bad characters. And the only good thing it was doing, it was building up Beth as a character. And then they killed her off. So what was the point of that? DeRosa says, what if the random cop in the background from episode 1 comes back? Are you talking about the African American cop? I don't remember his name, but he was with Rick and Shane and Leon Bassett. He was there with them. I remember that, but I don't know. I think he's dead, but I would say he's dead. Dan says, yeah, he totally needs to return. Yes. They gotta bring back everyone. Tobias and just everyone we saw before. Epic says, no, no, Dwayne Jones is dead because Morgan said he saw him get ripped apart by his mother, and Morgan looked heartbroken talking to Rick. Yeah, why would Dwayne, if Dwayne was alive, why would he leave his father? You know, Dwayne knows the town, like he's lived in it. You know, wouldn't he try to find them? I know Dwayne was dead. Oh, Dwayne. Yeah, I just read Dwayne because I thought it was funny. By Morgan, expression on his face and clear. Yeah, Dwayne is dead. Listen, okay, would I like Dwayne to be alive? Yes, but they established it in season 3. If they said that Dwayne got kidnapped, you know, okay, this could have worked. If Morgan said that Dwayne got kidnapped by some men that came to the community, not community, to the town after Rick left, then I would believe that a lot of characters can be Dwayne, but it's not. Let's see. Dan says, Andrew Lincoln, don't let us down. We're here waiting. Give us something aside from a helicopter flying in a city teaser. Yes, like exactly, Dan. We need something new, fresh. I don't know, like promotional art. Yes, you know what? Remember World Beyond? They gave us some promotional art, like with the plane that was crashed down. Give us something to work with. DeRosa says, screw it, bro. Let's have everyone return. Why not add the cops from the hospital, the Vatos gang, whoever survived in the governor's group? Yeah, all 0 of them, but yeah, definitely. Let's see. DeRosa says, Scott's brother. Why not? Wait, Scott's brother? You're not talking about Heath, right? Because Heath is not Scott's brother. But if you're just saying, like, let's have Scott have a brother or something like that. Let's see. Dan says, who knows? Maybe Morales turns into a good guy in my rewrites. LOL. Spoilers. Just kidding. I mean, it could work, Dan. It's just with 8 episodes, I just don't think Morales returning is really necessary. But honestly, it would still be better than what they did. I mean, like seriously, he came back after 7 years just to get killed off by the show's cash cow. I mean, oh boy. DeRosa says to me, Rick Grimes is The Walking Dead. Yeah, so basically, like, The Walking Dead has no Walking Dead, because Rick, he's been gone for, well, I mean, to us, he's been gone for 2 years, but to the characters, he's been gone for 7 years. So, yeah, Dan says, clear would look like a joke if he's actually alive. And I love that episode. Please don't ruin it, Angela. LOL. Epic says, but yeah, Fear, The Walking Dead season 6 first half was so awesome. Loved it. Dan says Fear was a masterpiece compared to season 5. LOL. True that. DeRosa says, what if Scott is the main villain of season 11? Yes, he is a spy for the CRM, just like Huck. He has been sabotaging the group since season 5. He has been causing everything behind the scenes, and we never suspected it. I love that theory, DeRosa. Okay, Epic says, by the way, thanks for watching my Fear The Walking Dead ranking vid, Brian. Oh, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome, Epic. Yeah, some things I kind of disagreed on. Like, personally, I kind of hated season 2, but like season 1, I thought season 1 was better. But those were the main changes. Like, only parts I disagree with in the list. Yeah. Dan says season 4B of Fear was the worst part of the show. Martha was so bad. Yeah, definitely the worst villain that we've ever had. Okay, so guys, oh wow, it has been 30 minutes now and I barely talked about the episode. Okay, so you guys know how the episode starts. Okay, episode 9, The Deepest Cut. So, oh wait, DeRosa says, what if I told you Iris is a trash character? DeRosa, I would absolutely agree. I think she is a pretty boring character. Epic says, I'm getting sick of the spy stuff. Ian is a spy. Jules is a spy. Just no enough. Yeah, that's true. I am too, Epic. I was just saying Scott is a spy as a complete joke. But yeah, Jules is not even a character. Let's be honest. They did nothing with her. Okay, so guys, so we all know what happened. So Huck went to her mother, during that time that she was gone from the group. She ate a sandwich with no lettuce. Exactly like how I would eat a sandwich. I cannot stand lettuce. And then I'm sorry, but like this is just such a bad idea. The CRM are just so weird. Like the fact that okay, I knew Hope was the asset, but they wanted Hope. So let me get this straight. They wanted Hope to see how bad the world was after the apocalypse, so that she would want to rebuild it. But that doesn't make much sense. How is she supposed to rebuild bridges, roads? Like how is she supposed to do that? I don't understand what the CRM want to do with Hope. Okay, DeRosa says, bro, at this point, make Rick a spy. Yes, Rick is the next 007. Dan says, season 2 of Fear was kind of boring for me. I was so bored during 201. Like, come on, guys, it's a premiere. Give us something. Yeah, it was. You know what they should have done? They should have maybe given us some flashbacks. Yeah, they could have given us some flashbacks with Daniel Salazar. Wait, I don't have to say his last name. You guys know Daniel. Um, yeah, just some flashbacks with him while he's on the boat. Maybe his thoughts are just coming to him. That would have made the episode so much better. Like, instead of sitting on a boat doing nothing. Like, man, it's really not that hard to go back and just improve episodes. Um, yeah, who knows, Dan? Maybe everyone is gonna ask you to do rewrites of Fear at some point after season 7. So, all right, guys. So, we have it. Huck sabotages the truck, and they're about to leave, and then they get attacked by the barbed wire walkers, and Felix gets injured, but we know it's Huck. And I noticed this the first time I saw it. I was like, Huck, what are you doing? And then suddenly Felix was hurt, and I'm like, Felix, how did your leg get hurt? Like the walkers were not there. Like that bugged me. But I did not think it was Huck. I just didn't piece it together. But I knew something was up. DeRosa says, bro, Andrew Lincoln could play a Marvel hero. Yeah, he could be the next Mr. Fantastic. Epic says, me personally, I felt the plot for The Walking Dead Season 10 was overall decent. Let's see. Dan says, Fear rewrites. I feel like it's necessary. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so like Season 1 definitely needs some... Oh, excuse me. I think I just burped. Sorry about that. So like, yeah, Season 1 needs a little help. Season 2, the first half definitely needs some rewrites. The second half, not too much. The second half of Fear Season 2 was pretty good. Needed some fixing though. The hospital stuff was dreadful. And then Season 3, good, but it had too many deaths. And then the first half of Season 4, good, except for Madison's death. Yeah, and you guys know Season 4B, terrible. Season 5, terrible, except the first half was kind of decent in some areas. Yeah, all right, so let's just continue. Dan says, also Sherry needs a complete rewrite. Definitely, Dan. You guys remember when I had Comic Sherry as one of the worst characters in the Walking Dead franchise? Like, Ghost Rider, please don't make me put TV Sherry on there too, because I'm just saying, she was bad. DeRosa says, when they were fighting with sticks, I was like, what is this, Star Wars? Still a good fight. Yeah, I was like that too, DeRosa. In my, when Dan was, okay, as my review was premiering, I'm like, yeah, the fight reminded me of Star Wars. If you go to my review of episode 10, the thumbnail is Huck and Felix fighting, and they have their staff knives together, like, as if it's like a Jedi fight. Like, I did that. Like, it reminded me so much of Star Wars, and I honestly liked it. I really did. DeRosa says, who trained them? Morgan. I don't know. I think they were self-taught, but yeah. Epic says, also, I wonder if we'll ever find out who killed Cameron. Yeah, me too, Epic. I think it was Dakota. I think it was. Dan says, Cameron was the best character ever. Yeah, Dan. I definitely think you could be right about that. I mean, he had lines, man. He had lines. They don't just give those to anyone. But, yeah. Epic says, yes, I couldn't stand Comic Sherry. I actually was happy when she died. Yeah, me too. She was just so weird. She sold her husband out to become one of Negan's wives, and then they were finally free, and then she breaks up with her husband for some other guy, and then she says we don't want anything to do uh, with your group anymore. So why do you show up? Like why not just send a message and then like Rick is literally talking to her and she's like, "No, I'm gonna try and kill you now." It's like, what are you? Like she's like bipolar or something. I mean, listen, cra- okay, crazy characters are fun, but crazy stupid characters are not interesting. Like I don't know. Dan says Star Wars is helping the show. LOL. I mean, it does have a young cast, and they kind of act like Jedi sometimes. But man, is Iris the uh what was his name? Jar Jar. Okay, is Iris the Jar Jar of the show? I'm sorry, just her character, I just don't understand it. She's not dreadful all the time, but man, they got to make her better. In season two, DeRosa says they should have put Duel of the Fates for that scene. Oh, that would have been funny, DeRosa. That's the music that plays when Obi-Wan and Darth Maul are dueling. I was kind of thinking of more of Anakin and Obi-Wan. I was kind of thinking more of that fight scene because there was fire. But yeah, Dan says, I feel like they could adapt Sherry versus Rick with Morgan. Imagine the tension between him and Dwight. Just a thought. Oh, okay, yeah, like they can give Sherry her comic death, but it's in fear. Epic says, also my opinion, the two best characters in World Beyond are Hope and Felix. Absolutely Epic. I think everyone thinks that. Elton is also pretty good. I don't know. Silas isn't the best character for me, and you guys know I think Iris is like maybe the worst. And Huck, man, just I liked her character in episode 7, but then the way she just betrayed the group. I mean, no, I don't know. And I kind of get it. She wants to keep the group alive, but the lies and putting them in danger just, I mean, is it really worth it? Like Huck, she needs to consider that it just wasn't worth it. The lies, the betrayal, what she was doing to the group, it wasn't worth the cost. I get that she had a mission, but it wasn't worth it. She If you guys had a mission, would you betray your friends that you cared about for this crazy mission? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, the characters fight the barbed wire walkers. Felix gets injured. They go into that building. We have Elton. He's dragging Percy. He finds Percy injured. He tear apart his mom's manuscript or whatever, but not a crazy scene or whatever. Anyways, Elton is dragging Percy, and this was crazy. Elton is just hallucinating, like big time. I mean, he was seeing a fake Percy talking to him, standing up, but man. Epic says, also, I wonder if Morgan is lying to Alicia and he's going to do something to Dakota, like hand her to Jenny. I think most likely he is, Epic. I would say 60% chance he's going to, and a 40% chance he was being honest, because, I don't know, I feel like it's either his way or the highway now. DeRosa says, what if Rick, Morgan, Michonne, and Dwight were all back on the Walking Dead main show? I would really like that, DeRosa, but there's some problems with that. So for Morgan and Dwight to come back, they would have to do something with Fear. How would that work in Fear? And for Michonne, I just don't see it. But I would love that very much, but they would have to explain where they were during this time. So, yeah. I would love that, DeRosa. I wish we can go back, but like Rick said, you can't go back, Bob. Yeah. Dan says, if Morgan kills Sherry, I think that can make some great tension within the group. I feel like they are trying to turn her into a comic character. It's definitely possible, Dan. Here's the thing. If they do that, they can't have... if they do that, they can't have Morgan kill Dwight too, like the way Rick killed Dwight in the comics. Sherry's death kind of worked. Dwight's death doesn't work for him. Give it to a different character. Hey, Kate, he says, Matt's got some important business to attend to. Won't be able to make it. Oh, okay. All right, Kate, thanks for telling us. Dan says, I agree with Brian. Elton is awesome at that moment. Yeah, Elton stepped up big time. I mean, you guys know I joked around. I called him Double D, but, because, like, he's the skinny kid who's not very strong, but very smart. And it's crazy. Like, first off, okay, so apparently Hope is smarter than Elton, which is kind of weird because I thought Elton was the brains of the group, but I don't know. So Elton, he like I really thought he might leave Percy, but the way he stepped up and saying like, "No, I'm going to fight," and he tied those walkers with the wire and used his karate a little bit, but he should have used more. I feel like that's a missed opportunity with the character. And then he took Silas's wrench. That was awesome, and just killed the walker with it. Like, this is good, because like you guys remember how in episode 2 they were running from the walkers, and now in episode 10 they're killing them. Still need some work, but yeah, I mean that's good. DeRosa says, remember when Father Gabriel was the worst character in season 5? Now he's amazing. Definitely, DeRosa. I agree. The problem with doing that now is that The Walking Dead it's in its end game. Characters like Sherry, I can't wait 4 seasons for her to get better. I just can't. Like, we don't have enough time left in the shows because The Walking Dead is ending. It's winding down. So if Sherry doesn't become awesome soon, it's just not going to work. It worked in season 5 to now because they built Gabriel up very well. Dan says, no problem, man. Thanks for letting us know. Oh, yeah. Epic says, my only problem with that is it caused tension to Alicia and Morgan, and I don't like that. Yeah, me either, Epic. But, I don't know. I mean, who's right here? I think they're both kind of right. They each have to do something with it. So for Alicia, she needs to understand that. Okay, so for Alicia, I would just tell her that like Virginia wants Dakota, so they need to get back their people somehow. Like, you know what I mean? I would tell Alicia like we still have to get them back somehow. And for Morgan, I would say like, okay, Morgan, I understand you want to get Grace back, but if you hand over Dakota, that's it. Jenny will kill all your people, so you need a plan. You know what I mean? So they're both right. Dan says, what all this Rick stuff, let's just say I miss Michonne as well. Can we get an update on her, Gimple? I like to know what's in that guy's head, LOL. Hey, Dan, if you want to know what's in Gimple's head, go to Predatory. He does Walking Dead reviews and YouTube and stuff. And he does this Scott Gimple impression that's just hilarious. It really helps you get inside the mind of Gimple. It's hilarious. Let's see. DeRosa says when Dwight was getting in the guy's face, that was some good acting. Yes, it was. And why did Sherry have to ruin that scene? Like, oh man, I don't know. Dan says Hope is the smartest, especially after this finale. Yeah, it's crazy. She cracked the CRM code. I mean, I gotta give her props for that. I mean, just, I couldn't do that. I mean, that code, like, so like the numbers are coordinates. That makes sense. But the fact that it's not every first letter, like it's sometimes every third letter or second, like how does she figure that out? Like, oh man. DeRosa says, what if every episode someone dies in Fear? Here's the thing. You can do a death every episode in a Walking Dead story if it was a short season, like 6 episodes, and if some of them were minor characters. But if it's like Fear right now, I don't think it would work. Not entirely. But we do need some big deaths. We need, Strand. I would say Strand, Virginia, for season 6. Strand, Virginia. I would say let's keep Charlie. Get rid of, they got to get rid of somebody. Sarah or Wendell, one of them. And there's got to be somebody else. Let me know who you guys think. Dan says Dwight is killing it this season. Austin is great. I love the I'll have a happy dog line. LOL. Yeah, I love that too. Like, I love it when you have characters just like cut loose. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's amazing. Just the way how dark they can get, but you still don't hate them. You know what I mean? That is good writing. Dan says in The Walking Dead season 11, it's kind of possible. Let's see. DeRosa says, I wish they could finish The Walking Dead with a huge time skip and it shows Rick talking to his son RJ. Yeah, that would be awesome, DeRosa, but I just don't see it happening. because if they do a big time skip, then they would really have to end all the series, I guess, or something like that. Because in the Rick movies, I just don't see it. The show is going to end before the Rick movies. Epic says, like, I love Morgan, but I'm on Alicia's side. Sorry, Morgan. Dan says, I'm always on Alicia's side. Sorry, Morgan, as well. Yeah, that's funny, guys. We all want to be on Alicia's side. We all do. I mean, it's understandable. Epic says, also, it might just be me, but I felt bad for Ed. Um, I kind of felt a little bit bad for him too, Epic, but he was just crazy. He was all over the place. He said Virginia killed his family, and then he says that I'm going to keep you safe, but he brings his walker creations to attack them. Like, what was going on with that? DeRosa says, man, bro, I miss Otis. Yes, Otis, man. He was a legend. Otis was a legend, man. And one of the few characters in the show that had in the series that had a good heart, you know? Dan says, I honestly didn't like Ed too much. Kind of happy Alicia got him away from everyone else. He was just, okay, he wasn't maybe dangerous, but he was just not all there. He was a few berries short of a pie, you know? Just, he couldn't think straight, or he wasn't honest. He was lying, and come on, let's be honest. The walker traps, he did that before his family died. I'm sorry, but that was crazy even before his family died. Dan says Charlie was actually decent in 607. I agree, Dan. As much as I kind of wanted them to kill off Charlie in the past, I think they could kind of use her for now, and they got to get rid of other characters. You know, get rid of Strand, get rid of the truckers, get rid of maybe Luciana too. Like, I'm just talking about, like, we need some deaths. DeRosa says, I miss Ed from season 1, said nobody ever. And Dan says, yeah, right, LOL. Yeah, exactly, DeRosa. Nobody ever said that. All right, guys, so I want to talk about a little bit about the episode. So, okay, so episode 9, The Deepest Cut, Felix's leg is hurt. They're walking. Elton, he saves Percy, although he was hallucinating a lot. That was crazy. We get no Silas in episode 9. We have Huck saying that, you know, she'll take the girls to their father. We have Iris and Hope talking. We have a bunch of stuff, and that happens. We have okay, hold on. Dan says season 6 has blown me away with how entertaining it was. Sherry is the only thing that didn't make it almost perfect. June saving Jenny is another problem as well. Yes, it definitely is. And you know what? What if June dies because she saved Jenny? How crazy would that be? Like, she didn't make that choice and she ends up dying. That would be crazy. Epic says Otis, he was just like Ken in season 9. Otis only lasted 2 episodes and Ken lasted 1 episode. Also, Otis' death created season 2 Shane. Yeah, that's true. It's like, you know, these characters were awesome when, one, their deaths, yeah, and Ken's death led to Rick, quote unquote, die in the series. You know what I mean? If they saved Ken back in the premiere, Rick would not have, all of that stuff wouldn't have happened. You know, Maggie wouldn't have hanged Gregory, and then they wouldn't have, Oceanside wouldn't have rebelled, the Saviors wouldn't have rebelled, and Rick would still be in the story. That's just crazy to me. I mean, yeah, when you have minor characters who just the fans remember them for so long, like that's how you know a show is good, you know? DeRosa says, man, Merle was one of my favorite characters on the show. I love how he tried to redeem himself. Merle was all right. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of Merle. I guess because I was always, I found Daryl more interesting. But Merle had his moments. Dan says, Ken has his own tribute now. The Walking Dead Heart is a legend, LOL. Oh my gosh, Dan, he does. It's out. I gotta look this up. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hope you all understand. Yeah. Ken. Okay. Walking Dead Heart. Yes. Legend for doing tributes on minor characters. But yes, I mean. Okay. Hold on. I'm looking it up now. Oh my gosh, it is out. Yes, it's a minute and 15 seconds. Um, oh, okay, after this, I'm gonna watch it and like it. Let me know if you guys are gonna. Maybe I'll see you guys there. Daryl says, I actually started liking Sadiq, and then he died. Yeah, that's how The Walking Dead is. They make you like a character, and then they kill him off and make you cry. Uh, Dan says, 901 to 905 is like dominoes. LOL. It is, Dan. That's just so crazy how um none of that would have happened if they just. I mean, and it's crazy too, because like some people might not remember him, but it's like all the characters were pretty. Um, all the characters were there when Ken died. Like, I don't know, there was like an off-screen connection. Epic says, also my opinion, Merle made one massive mistake, and that was lying to the governor about Michonne. Um, I mean, the governor would have probably been mad if he didn't lie, but I can kind of understand it. I don't know. Um, I think the massive mistake Merle made was torturing Glenn, because yeah, you don't torture our favorite pizza delivery guy. You just don't. Dan says, I'll see you there, Brian. We owe it to Ken. Yes, yes, Dan. Thank you. We all need to remember Ken. I appreciate that. And I know he does too. Um, all right, so okay, so where did I leave off in the episode? Huck wants to take the girls. Um, and Hope tells Huck that, we should leave because Iris is not going to leave without Felix. Uh, and at first I thought Hope was going to go with Huck to kill her. You know what I mean? I mean, she took Felix's gun, and this was an awesome cliffhanger. This was awesome. Um, oh yeah, we had I forgot the flashbacks with Felix. We had uh, the flashbacks with Felix and his boyfriend Will. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the flashback, but he finds out how Will is the one that's going with Leo to the CRM instead of him, and they talk about how like Felix needs to trust people. He can't just do all the hard things himself, which I did like that part because that is just to let you guys know something that kind of relates to The Walking Dead Extinction season 2. Not going to say which character, but a character always trying to do something him or herself. That kind of is in season 2. I guess. Yeah, I guess I can say. Um, let's see. Dan says, "Would you guys imagine if they have pizza in the Commonwealth and Herschel Jr. is obsessed with pizza? That would be a funny reference to Glenn. LOL. Yes, that would be so funny. Um, oh my gosh, I would cry or something like. Um, you know what I mean? Just wait. Did Maggie know he was a? Did Maggie know that Glenn was a pizza delivery guy? I don't know. Daryl says just finished that Burger King. It took you an hour. It took you an hour, DeRosa? I'm just kidding. Um, yeah. Uh, so episode 9 ends with Huck about to pull the gun on uh Hope pulling the gun on Huck. She's about to. That was an awesome cliffhanger. My one gripe is we did not need that post credit scene. It would have been better. What do you guys think? It would have been better if they did not even show that post credit scene with Will being chased by the CRM because I don't know. It felt like we didn't need it because we were gonna see Will in the finale. So why show him in the post credit scene? I don't know. It was useless, honestly. Um, let's see. Dan says, the governor. I kind of missed that crazy guy. LOL. Yeah, me too. I missed the governor. David Morrissey's the governor. Man, how best casting for a villain ever. I mean, seriously. DeRosa says, what if Daryl died instead of Glenn? That is a great question, DeRosa. I think that Carol would be the one that wants revenge instead of Maggie. And you know what's funny? It would probably be Maggie that uh, how funny would it be if Maggie's the one that frees Negan if he killed Daryl and was like, listen, you get your freedom if you, kill Alpha, or something like that. Like, I don't know. That'd be crazy. But yeah, if Daryl died, um, Morales, okay, Morales would still be alive. Um, I don't think Glenn would try to fight Rick to kill Negan. I don't think so. I think he would disagree, but he would. I don't think he would have went as far as Daryl. I suppose. I don't know. And if Daryl did die, I'm just saying that would make more sense because Daryl was the one that punched Negan. I'm just saying if you're gonna kill a guy, you probably should do it to the guy who punched you. I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like that's what I would do in that situation. Dan says 1 hour. How much did you order? JK. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Dan. That's funny. DeRosa says I was taking my time. Wow. I can't do that, DeRosa, because like I don't know. I eat fast. I just have to. Epic says the reason it's a massive mistake is it got Merle killed in the end. Yeah, I kind of did. No, stupid pop-up ad. Go away. You're blocking my chat. Hold on, guys. Okay, there we go. DeRosa says my friend calls it Burger King. Yeah. Dan says Maggie had her chance. Herschel's turn. I'll keep saying it till we see what happens in February. LO. Yeah. Yeah, me too, Dan. I'll keep saying it. I'm like, Maggie, you know, you had your chance 7 years ago. You didn't take it, and you kind of left for many years and left the group dealing with the Whisperers. So, yeah. There also says, what if Johnny Depp played as Rick? Wow. Johnny Depp playing as Rick. I mean, I know who Johnny Depp is, but let me see his face. How old is he? He's 57. Wow. That's crazy. I don't know. I can't see it. Not right now as Rick, but he'll be too famous. Okay, so guys, let's talk about episode 10 now. So episode 10, In This Life, this was a great finale. This was an awesome finale because we immediately pick up with Hope and Huck, where Hope pulls the gun on Huck, and she's like, "Who the heck are you? Are you CRM?" And Huck is just like, "Yes, I am. You are the asset," because Hope said that she cracked the papers, and I mean, just wow. The fact that and Huck even mentions later that your dad's actually not in danger, that the CRM actually was just sending those forms, those papers. I mean, man, just how low is the CRM? Like, DeRosa says, Josh Brolin is the only actor who I can see that can play a scarier Negan than Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Hold on. Josh Brolin. Is he from anything? Oh, okay. He's only 52. Yeah, he could be Negan. Yeah. Um. Wow. Yeah, he would. I think he would make a pretty good Negan. Yeah. Uh. How 5'10"? Hmm. Maybe not. Maybe not on the tall side. Maybe if there was someone a little taller. Um. Epic says, yeah, I love Negan, but I feel it'd be justified if Herschel killed Negan in season 11. Okay. True, Epic, but let's hope they make Herschel Jr. good. I hope they make him a good character first, and then slowly get us to liking the idea. But yeah, if Herschel killed Negan, I don't think Maggie would like that. How funny would that be if Maggie, all she wanted was Negan to die, and then it finally happens, but the person who did it was the last person she wanted to kill Negan. You know what I mean? Just, oh man, that's perfect. That's too perfect for them not to do. I'm just saying. Dan says Andrew Lincoln is the king of the options for Rick. For me, I wish he appreciated his character a little bit more, though. Yeah, that's true, Dan. I think the actors appreciated their characters more than we can ask them. But you know who didn't appreciate his character? Corey Hawkins as Heath. I'm just saying. And DeRose says, but Jeffrey D. Morgan nails the charisma. That's true. But man, is he skinny. He's just so skinny. Dan says, agreed, Negan's death, not far. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, I could see it, Dan. Here's the thing. They're doing the Lucille episode in the finale, so they could be setting up Negan's death in season 11. if we get to see his flashback, why he's like the way he is, that could set up his death. Like, not in that episode, but in season 11, people might be like, wow, I have a new understanding for Negan now after his backstory. And then boom, he gets shot, Nick style, and it's Herschel Jr. I'm just saying. DeRosa says Josh Brolin played as Thanos. Oh yeah, I forgot. I kind of forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I haven't seen it in a while. And Thanos was pretty scary. Yeah, Thanos is scary. Let's see. Dan says Thanos and Negan, you've got money for life after that. LOL. Yeah, especially with the whole half, because Negan wants to take half her stuff. Thanos wants to wipe out half, your life kind of thing. So yeah. Epic says, like you said, Brian, it's possible Maggie has been training Herschel to hunt and kill Negan. Yes, Herschel is a cute 8-year-old boy that Maggie has been training as a spy all this time. That would be amazing. But Epic, I think that Maggie has been trying to give Herschel a normal life, but I think she probably has taught him a little bit how to shoot and stuff, and that will come back to bite her. You know what I mean? When if he kills Negan, which I feel like it's a missed opportunity if he doesn't. I don't know, like what is Herschel Jr.? Is he like the perfect kid spy? Is he like a sleeper agent, like where he can be activated and just become a killing machine? I don't know. Dan says Heath got killed in my rewrites because I don't have time for this nonsense. LOL. I'm savage for that one. I know. Yeah. A little bit, Dan, but it was justified. I mean, if the actor doesn't want to stay, it's like, well, then your character is not going to get a good death. That's just how it goes. It's different with Nick, because Nick stayed for 3 seasons. You know, like he deserved. That death was good. Heath, leaving the show is worse than dying. You know what I mean? Dan says Herschel will be better in the show, right, Angela? He better. I hope so too, Dan. I hope they don't give him that spoiled brat storyline like Kurtman gave him in the comics. That was so bad. Oh wow, guys, I have to catch up. Daryl says if Negan met Thanos, he would probably say, "You and your purple." Okay, wow. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, sure, DeRosa, but I mean. Let's move on, please. Matt says, "Hey guys, I'm here briefly." Oh, okay. Matt says, "Haven't seen the episodes yet." Oh, okay, Matt. Yeah, we don't want to spoil it for you. But honestly, these episodes were great, and yeah, I just realized that the thumbnail has a spoiler. So, oh boy, that's on me. So, sorry about that. Let's see, you guys saying hi. You say, so can't stay for this one. DeRosa says, look at Mega Man, so inspirational. Yeah, man, he is, I don't know how he does his stories, like, the story he does, the Sorrowful Life, and just all the other things he writes, and just, it's amazing. I wish I had his determination, to write, do shows on his channel, like, I mean, I'm doing it, but I don't know, it's so difficult for me. How are y'all doing? We're doing pretty good, Matt. We're kind of getting off topic. We're trying to talk about the episode. Hey, Matt, I had a question. So, as I'm writing The Walking Dead Season 2 Extinction and so on, what would you say is the best way that I should just write? You know what I mean? Like focus on the characters, or just write like long. Like, how do you get inspiration? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because right now I have a good chunk of season 2 done, but I need to get more. You know what I mean? Let's see. Dan says doing good. Can't wait for tomorrow night. I'll be sure. I'm sure it'll be a masterpiece. Matt says thanks, brother. Can't wait to see your thoughts on it. Epic says I feel Nick felt left because he probably hated where they were taking his show and he wanted out. I mean, like, the thing is, Morgan crossing over was not the worst thing, but killing off Madison and having Morgan lead the show, That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake. Unless the actor wants to leave, you shouldn't kill him off. I'm sorry. You just shouldn't. It's a bad idea. Matt says, it's all good, man. And Daryl says, I don't blame him. Fear was turning into a trash can at the time. Yeah, I mean, Fear Season 4, the first half was good, but I guess he saw where the second half was going. Dan says, yeah, Fear has turned into a masterpiece out of nowhere, LOL. Yeah, when Fear became a trash can, and then it became a masterpiece. It's funny. Epic says, my opinion, Alexandria is and always will be the best community in the franchise. Definitely Epic. Although, unfortunately, it has some of the worst characters. I don't know why it does. I mean, we had Nicholas, Ron, who else? I mean, some really boring characters like Heath. Um, who else? Francine. I mean, just what they did with Holly. Oh, Denise too. I did not like Denise at all in the show. Um, yeah, the community. I love Alexandria Epic. Beautiful community. I would live there, but man, the people there, terrible. Dan says Nick wanted to leave because the show was too boring. We all know we all know it's true. LOL. Yeah, it was Dan. But that was a good death for him. Matt says have good build up, good character moments, and a satisfying end to the season. Also have a good mix and action. Oh, of action, yeah. I kind of thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to write. Okay, so for season 2, I'm trying to write good character moments with Benjamin with every single character in the season, as well as some bad character moments for the villains, obviously, which I'm not going to say who, but I'm just going to say, like, I'm trying to have good character moments. So, yeah, the main character, Benjamin, he has to have good moments. So I'm writing that, but the villains I struggle with, and satisfying end, I think I have that covered. Build up, I also struggle with that. But thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Dan says people were so excited about Heath at first, but now people are like, Heath, who's that? Yeah, that's so true, Dan. Everyone, when Heath disappeared, everyone was like, where's Heath? Where's Heath? And then CRM, when the CRM came in, they're like, he got taken by the CRM. People were like, oh man, are we going to see Heath in the movies? Is he going to reunite with Rick? Is he going to be in World Beyond? Is he going to be in Fear? No, none of that. They did none of that. I mean, just seriously, Heath has got to be one of the most disappointing, underused, and disappointing characters. I'm just saying. Epic says, like, Alexandria has been around for so long, it feels like its own character at this point. It does. DeRosa says, imagine living in Alexandria. LOL, that would be so dope. It definitely would be, DeRosa. Although it needed better people. Maybe that's why it got wiped out. DeRosa says, Alexandria has been destroyed so many times. Yes, it has been. Man, dude. It got attacked by the wolves. It got... how many things have happened to it? It got attacked by the wolves. It got overrun. It got burned down. It got overrun again. I mean, just let's see. Dan says Alexandria has been through a lot. Beta didn't help in 10-15. Yeah, he killed a bunch of characters. Wow, that's a mess. That's a mess now, definitely. Epic says, like Benjamin in The Walking Dead Season 7 would have been awesome if they kept him around and handled him better. Yeah, absolutely, Epic. I agree. Although in Dan's rewrite, he did still kill off Benjamin. In Dan's rewrite, I don't know. It's just, despite the fact that there's a Ben in the video game, in the show. I honestly, I didn't want to change the name of my character. I decided that Benjamin was just the best name for the protagonist in The Walking Dead Extinction. I thought it's a common first name, but it's somewhat, but I think it's a good one, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Epic. I hate it when they kill off characters who have more potential. DeRosa says, bro, that scene where Rick sees Herschel again is so sad, where Rick is telling Herschel he's sorry. Yeah, I know. You really felt Rick's remorse and regret. Like, I failed you. I failed Beth. I failed, Glenn. Like, I just failed your family. And just like, because like, yeah, Rick outlived them all, like, and he saw all of them like pretty recently die too. That was a great scene, DeRosa. Absolutely. Epic says, well, it got off lightly compared to Hilltop in season 10. Ouch. Yeah, it did. Absolutely. Hilltop got burned to the ground. Just like in my intro. The Whisperers took my intro way too seriously, okay? The song says burn it down. They didn't really have to do that, but whatever. Whisperers like heavy music. Let's see. Dan says, I love how much Alexandra has gone through. Carol is a character that's been through a lot, but she's nothing compared to Alexandra. Elbow. Yeah. Carol has been a great character. Let's see. You say Benjamin's death was a decision I didn't like, honestly, but I feel like they set up a lot by doing that in a few different ways. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly perspective, Dan, and let's. I'm just saying. I mean, it's still fine for the most part because we all know that they might have the same name, but Benjamin in Extinction is not at all the same one as in the show. Completely different. It's like comic and TV Carol different. Like that's crazy. Dan says, "Burn it to the ground." They sure did. They absolutely. I mean, they did. I mean, I don't know if Hilltop is just ashes now, but man, that's why I picked the song, Dan. It's just so perfect. Okay, guys. So I really should talk about the episode. So, we have it. The Walkers attack Hope and Huck. They kill the Walkers. Hope loses her gun. Had a problem with that scene. Came out of nowhere. We have Silas making his role model Daryl proud by cooking a squirrel. Let's be honest, guys. At first I was like, ew, like he's eating a squirrel. But then the way Silas cooked it, I'm like, wait, did he just actually cook a squirrel? Like, whoa. Epic says, my opinion, Benjamin could have been an amazing asset in All Out War. Yeah, I think so too, Epic. Wait, which one are you? I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm starting to regret having them have the same name because which Benjamin are you talking about now? I think you're talking about season 7, Benjamin. But yeah, but my Benjamin, in Extinction, he would have been an amazing asset in All Out War too. I'm just saying, but yeah, absolutely, I agree with both of those, Epic. But I wasn't sure which one you're referring to. Yeah, because one would be, I think, a much bigger asset for the group than the other. Dan says, Hilltop Reborn, not sure at this point. That's going to be a year of work at this point. Yeah, that's true, Dan, because right now the group is scattered. They have nothing right now. They don't have a single community to live in. Aaron and Gabriel, they even have to go out for supplies at some point in the season 10C, in the other 6 episodes. So, yeah, they're not doing so good. So, yeah, how are they going to rebuild Hilltop? That's an issue. Okay, so yeah, we have Silas eating the squirrel. We have Elton finding Silas, and they get the 3. Okay, so we have Percy, Silas, and Elton. I think they just need 2 more guys, and they'll have a boy band. But whatever. But yeah, and we have Hope, who's so Huck is telling Hope that like you don't know who you are, you're special, And at first, I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, is Hope really immune? Like, I'm like, how could the CRM possibly know that? And it's crazy. So the CRM wiped out 10,000 people in the campus colony, or almost 10,000. They did all this stuff. They wasted resources, helicopter gas, setting up bases, all just to get Hope. Like, seriously? My goodness. Like, don't get me wrong. Hope is... I get it. She is the show's version of Alicia, but come on, like, you know what I mean? She still doesn't compare, Epic says, that's what I hated about season 7 is that they had Morgan train him throughout the first half and then they just kill him. Horrible writing. Yeah, it was horrible writing too, Epic, because the way they did it, having Jared do it, he wanted to kill Richard. Why have him shoot Benjamin? That doesn't make any sense. at least Dan's version makes a little bit more sense because they have it where it was completely random. Whereas for Jared, it wasn't random. It just didn't make any sense. So yeah. Um, Dan says Abraham in All Out War would have been amazing, but as you guys know, I personally think his death made sense, but just him Gimple. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It's a tough one, Dan. Abraham, I would have loved to see Abraham in All Out War too, but I prefer Glenn. Daryl, I still like Daryl's a better character, so it's just hard to say. I mean, I mean, there's probably a universe where it was Daryl that got it, and Abraham and Glenn survived to All Out War. I mean, who knows? DeRosa says, did you just say Hope is immune? No. DeRosa, I thought maybe Hope was immune, because when Huck said you're special, you have no idea who you are or how special you are, I was thinking in that scene, I'm like, wait, so is Hope immune? Because I saw the theories online. I didn't watch the videos. I just saw the thumbnails. And I'm like, she can't be immune. There's got to be something else. And it turns out Hope is a super genius. I don't know if she has like a photographic memory or something, but yeah, Hope is just a genius, you know? So, and I like that. I like that because they kind of set it up, you know? They set it up for a couple episodes. You know, like that time Hope made stink bombs, you know? Her dad, I think they said that he was impressed. So, yeah. Hold on, guys. My laptop needs to get plugged in because it is literally about to die. So, yay, technology. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me just get around this and plug it in. Okay, there you go. Laptop. There you go. Okay, it's plugged in now. Let's see. Dan says helicopter, but you guys have tape recorders. Yes, Dan, exactly. I'm glad. Thank you so much for reminding me. We're never gonna let that go. We're just never gonna let it go. Oh yeah, so we have also we get to see Leo. He's alive, and so is his girlfriend Lila, who is either a CRM spy or I don't know. She works for the CRM, and you know he talks with her and says like, "Listen, I have my doubts, you know, about the CRM, not the government, but it's military." And the way it showed her face, do you guys think that she might turn him in or something? Or she might tell Elizabeth that, hey, Leo's asking questions. What do I do? You know? I don't know. Just an idea. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but I do not. The CRM, they're evil, okay? Okay, here's one thing. They wiped out the campus colony. That was bad. Absolutely. But now they kidnapped a child. I'm just saying that yeah, they stole the group's hope, and that's a double meaning. But yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. The CRM. Let me know what you guys think. But the CRM, they're trying to build a future for themselves. It seems like, and not just that, but it's a future that I don't think I want a part of. What kind of future are they building that needs where they have to wipe out anyone who knows they exist, where they have to kidnap people from their families? Rick, Hope. Now, I mean, just, you know, just like, seriously. Dan says Rick is immune. That's a big theory people keep saying as well. They did, Dan, but I hate that theory too. Like, nobody is immune, guys. Like, give it a rest. Epic says Q&A. Hey, Brian, if Rick actually died in season 9, episode 5, do you think the show would have done as good as it did if he was killed off? I don't know, Epic. That is a great question. Thank you for asking that. Here's the thing. If there are no Rick movies, which I think is a big possibility because it's been 2 years now and there still has not been much word on them, they should have just killed off Rick. I'm just saying it. They should have just done that. Because here's the thing. If Rick died like that, that would not have been the worst death ever. And it would still work because The Walking Dead, they're still ending it in season 11. So, yeah, I could see the show going on for another year or two. And I don't know, just, but yeah, great question, Epic. So don't get me wrong. I love Rick. I love Rick, you know, awesome character. But the fact that I think it would have been better if he died instead of just taken by a helicopter, and that now we're still waiting. And it's just like, okay, where is he? Because he's with the CRM, right? But I don't know, just they don't really show it. So I don't know. I mean, like Hope's gonna be with the CRM too, but they're not gonna show her meeting Rick. They're just not. Dan says you can only do the spy stuff so many times, though, in my opinion. I agree, Dan. And yeah, you say I'm a huge Rick fan, but I agree. If there's no movies, that would make sense, unfortunately. Yeah. Um, yeah, Rick dying would have been better than no movies and he just disappears forever. I mean, who knows? I mean, he kind of disappeared forever, too. I mean, let's be honest. All right, guys, so we have about 20 more minutes to my stream. I think I want to end it around 10 o'clock. Epic says, like, I agree, there shouldn't be any immune characters in the Walking Dead universe. This isn't The Last of Us. Thank God, Epic, that this is not The Last of Us, because I still cannot get over Last of Us 2. You know, part of me still just, oh boy, Last of Us 2. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. All right, so we get Felix and Iris finding the supplies. They fix the tire. They drive. CRM soldiers are looking for Silas and the kids, or the boys, I guess. Wow, I think that sounded kind of wrong. Never mind. And then we have Hope and Huck. Hope. So Huck tries to give Hope. I think it was like Peeps or something. Like, have you guys had Peeps ever? Because like I don't know about you guys, but even in a zombie apocalypse, after 10 years, those are still good. I would not eat them. Just no way. Who knows what kind of stuff is in that? You know what I mean? So yeah, Hope was like, I'm not eating that. That stuff is like so old. You know? I don't know. And then so Felix and Iris enter the house, and I'm sorry, but like, was Huck really think they were gonna buy this? She was like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up? We were just scouting and stuff, nothing big." And it's like, Huck, you left in the middle of the night without telling anyone. You took all their supplies. You lied about the room, and not only that, I mean, just like you, like not even Hope or anything. And she's like, we should hide the truck. And she says, I'll take Hope and we can go. It's like you literally are trying to go with the person you just have spent hours with, the whole day with. It's just. And Felix, he was not having any more of it. He took Huck's gun. And don't get me wrong, I like this part, but man, Felix, why'd you get so close? Because Huck, man, she slammed you to the stairs, and oh boy, Felix, not the smartest move. Dan says The Last of Us was this year's Game of Thrones Season 8 for 2020. LOL. It was, Dan, honestly. I don't think any game is as hated this year as Last of Us 2. And it's really not that. Some parts of Last of Us 2 are really not that bad. Certain parts with Ellie work. Certain parts with Abby work. But the parts where they focus too much on Abby and how it ends just did not work. Absolutely. And you say, Peeps? No, thank you. Yeah, like, who knows what's in it, Dan? Honestly, I'd rather eat squirrels made by Chef Silas himself than eat Peeps. Epic says, but I'm serious. The Walking Dead shouldn't do an immune character because Last of Us Part 2 already did it. Here's the thing, Epic. I think that certain zombie stories can do it, but not The Walking Dead. I agree. That's why The Walking Dead needs to be different. Nobody's immune. It feels like that's fair, Dan says, yeah, the immune stuff needs to stay away from the Walking Dead franchise. I agree. Okay, so we have Huck and Felix. They're fighting Star Wars style. Not sure why Iris and Hope are not helping their friend Felix, who, I mean, he's kind of their adopted brother, but, whatever. Just let him get murdered by, Huck. And, they're fighting outside too. And, walkers are coming. And then Hope takes the gun and points it to herself. and says like, I'll do it if you don't back off, Huck. You know what I mean? I was kind of thinking, I'm like, Hope, are you sure you're pointing that in the right direction? Because I don't know. Let's see. Dan says Chef Silas. Yes, definitely. I don't know. It's just I was shocked. I'm like, whoa, what he did to that squirrel, how he just turned it like that, just like, man, that's like a master. And you say, Iris, I expect that from her, but Hope should have helped Felix. Yeah, it was a bit weird, but man, that was an awesome fight scene. Better than Rick versus Negan, better than Negan versus Beta. Um, I can't believe it. World Beyond actually had one of the best fights between two people in the Walking Dead franchise. I can't believe it. I'm going to say it. One of the best fights ever, you know? And I don't know. I think, I don't know, maybe this will give me some ideas in the future for, I don't know, for a story or two. But yeah. Um, so we have Hope pointing the gun at her. Yeah, in my review, I made a joke where I had Hope saying, like, to Huck, if you kill Felix, then I'll shoot myself. And then the show ends because, like, no one's going to keep watching. Epic says, but yeah, Alicia and Alexandra would be so amazing seeing her reaction to this house community in the apocalypse. It would, Epic. I would love that. And not just that, Alicia is just one of those characters that I would really like to see her interact with Daryl, with Aaron, Michonne. Like, Alicia is just one of those top 10 characters, Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Alicia hasn't lived in very nice communities in The Walking Dead, but the group has. The group has. I agree, Epic. And you say, wait, Dan says Negan versus Beta. Oh yeah, that happened. LOL. I mean, it kind of happened, Dan. It was more like Beta shoves Negan against the ground, and then, um, and then Daryl swipes in literally and stabs Beta's eyes in. I mean, just oh boy. I mean, It's like Negan. That was not Negan versus Beta. That was Daryl versus Beta 2.0. And it was much quicker than the first time because Daryl he decided to do a double tap, or I guess double knives. But yeah. Okay, so we have 13 more minutes. Yeah, guys. So it's crazy. The fact that World Beyond has actually one of the best fight scenes in the Walking Dead franchise, because Rick versus Shane, great fight scene. Okay, what else is a great fight scene? Daryl versus Beta the first time, and what else? There's got to be another one. There's probably some more, like Michonne versus the governor or something. But yeah, Dan says Daryl versus Beta. Negan did nothing. Yeah, except almost go to the bathroom in his pants. Epic says, like, the main show has had Alexandria for so long. I don't think Fear has ever had a community as strong as Alexandria. It has an Epic. The problem with Fear is that they do a new community every season, I think, and it gets so annoying. Like, the show needs its own Alexandria. And I don't know if it's Lawton in the Virginia's communities. It doesn't feel right. I don't know. Maybe maybe it'll work. Let's see. Dan says Rick versus Shane was great. Too bad Beth took up half the episode. Yes, it's true. She did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Imagine rewriting that. Like, how would you rewrite that, Dan? Because actually, you know what? You would just take Beth out entirely, not just from the episode, but the season. I think, if I had to guess. Okay, so we have the characters talking. Hope says goodbye to Iris, but Iris doesn't really say goodbye to Hope, which kind of infuriates me. And we have Huck talking to Felix, and we have Felix, who is trying to repress his burning anger towards Huck, obviously, but also trying not to freak out, probably, that he lost the fight, unfortunately. Yeah, I made that joke in my review, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm really surprised that Felix lost the fight. I don't know. It still feels kind of off to me. I feel like there should have been something else for why Felix lost, but I don't know. But it was still a great fight scene. Epic says, I feel the stadium in Fear Season 4 was kind of close, but they just got rid of it so fast. Yeah, like actually, it's not every season, Epic. It's like every half season, there's a new community. Dan says, it's simple, Rick versus Negan, either as a bottle episode or we see other characters like Glenn, Dale, T-Dog, like, where are they? I know, Dan, it's so true. Like, I don't understand it. Was there like no budget in the? I'm sorry. Was there no budget in that episode? Because you could have done so. You could have done anything else. Like I'm just saying. um, I don't know. Like I don't know. You could have a character go on a supply run, or yeah, you could have fleshed out T Dog. I mean, come on. He had like no screen time in season two. Um, except for when he got cut in the arm. So anyways, we have okay, so we have Huck and Hope leaving. We have Silas being arrested by the CRM. He tries to sacrifice himself, kind of. Man, Silas really is the Hodor of the Walking Dead World Beyond. But anyways, I don't know. The CRM arrested him. Like I was surprised. I thought they were going to kill him off, or kill him, But we have Huck and Hope finally coming landing to the evac zone. Elizabeth comes in with her robots, and they take Hope away. And I was just thinking, I'm like, guys, I know you don't like the part where Beth stabs Dawn back in season 5, but what if Hope did that? What if after Elizabeth was like, it's a pleasure to meet you, Hope, or something like that again, and Hope is just like, yeah, you too, and then she just stabs Elizabeth in the neck. I mean, just can you guys think what would happen? And before you say Hope, they would just kill Hope. Here's the thing, though. Would they really still waste her as a resource or as an asset? I mean, if you had to think about it, because I don't know. But I don't know. That just would have been so interesting just to figure out. Dan says, let's be honest, though, season 2 is the season of no budget. Epic says, hey, Brian, I wonder how the Fear cast would react to Alexandria. Definitely Epic. Dwight and Morgan have been in Alexandria, but yeah, they would be surprised. Man, it's crazy. I mean, the Alexandrians really had no idea how good they had it. DeRosa says, LOL, that was so savage when Rick hit that cop with the police car, then shot him and said, shut up. Yeah, that was savage, Rick. That was my favorite, Rick. I would not have messed with that guy. But now, we can't mess with that guy anymore because he's missing. I don't even know if Elizabeth knows where he is. Hey, Elizabeth, Kublet, or whatever her name is. When are we going to get to see Rick? Do you know who Rick is? I mean, come on. You're in charge of the place, aren't you? Dan says, T-Dog cut his arm. Forgot Rick versus Shane. I want more of this. Oh, forget more. Yeah. DeRosa says Rick is the most savage character in The Walking Dead. He's definitely one of the most savage characters, DeRosa. And Dan says, that's season 5 Rick. DeRosa says, you can debate me on that, LOL. I think he's one of the most savage characters, DeRosa. Definitely. But man, it's tough to say. I mean, so Rick, Michonne, Carol, and Daryl, they're like the top 4 most savage characters. I think Negan's up there too. I don't know if there's anybody. Oh, Morgan as well, I think. Other characters, I don't know. Alicia's pretty close there. World Beyond, I don't think there's any characters. Let's see. I honestly agree. Epic says, like, I felt Daryl would like John Dory because he see him as a new Rick. I don't know, Epic. I don't see it. Just because the whole cop thing and the cowboy, I don't know if he's just gonna replace Rick or. DeRosa says Daryl would never be able to replace Rick. Yeah, that's true. And maybe not replace Epic. Maybe that's not the right word, but just because there might be a few similarities doesn't mean it's like that, like he's kind of like Rick. Because to be like Rick, you got to be a savage. And I love John Dory, but we love him. Awesome character, but he's not savage. We know that, guys. He's not a savage character. Dan says Alpha is savage as well. That's true, Dan. Absolutely. DeRosa says Daryl became savage in season 8. Um, I don't know, Daryl. I felt like he was always kind of savage. And Dan says, Daryl, cut your hair. LOL. Yes, that's true. Daryl's gotta cut his hair. The final season. If I could have one thing in the final season, just please, Daryl, cut that hair. Do it, AMC. Just do it. Like, I don't know. Okay, so we have Hope being taken away, and we have the whole recap where the reason they wanted Hope is because when she was 6, like a year before the apocalypse, I think, she disassembled her dad's computer, but then put it all together. But actually, the CRM didn't know this, and this is so hilarious. The CRM did not do their research because Iris actually helped Hope a little bit. So Hope is not, she's smart, absolutely. She cracked the CRM code by herself, but she didn't do that thing when she was 6 years old. Iris helped. So they're both smart. It's not just Hope by herself. I mean, she's still a super genius, I would say. But the CRM, I would say the CRM is, they over, not overestimated, I don't know, underestimated, but also, kind of got their hopes up with Hope. Wow, there is so many Hope jokes with Hope. It's just crazy. Dan says, season 8, Daryl, if you punch Rick, I'll be mad at you. Oh, yeah, he did punch Rick. It's like, what was that? Daryl says, do you think Daryl was ever scared of Rick? I don't think he was ever scared of him, DeRosa, but I do think at the end of season 2, I think there was a part where when Rick was giving his whole dictatorship speech, I think there was a part of Daryl that was kind of like, whoa, okay. Like that kind of thing. But as far as being scared of Rick, I don't know. I would say he was sometimes gets surprised and pays attention to Rick because it's like, yeah, Rick's being serious right now. But not scared, Epic says, I'm sure John Dory will be savage if June ever dies. Oh boy, yeah. June could definitely die. And if June has to die for John Dory to be savage, I'm sorry, John, but Ghost Rider, you gotta do it. Because I don't think June is doing anything for the story. Dan says, I actually do think June could die. Me too, Dan. Since she saved Virginia, I could definitely see it coming. And Dan says, Iris is smart. Not sure if I agree. Not sure if I agree. No, Iris is smart. She's just, as far as the character, she's just weird. And the actress is just, she's not a good actress. I don't think she is. It just, I don't know. But I don't know. I guess Hope is smarter. Like, that's what I didn't know. Because she was able to do the code, but Iris wasn't. So, yeah. All right, guys. So we have a couple more minutes now. So yeah, you guys, if you have any last minute questions, okay, so what did you guys think about it? What do you think we'll see in season 2? Because honestly, oh yeah, okay, so we had we had Felix reunite with his boyfriend Will, and it ended, and Hope tells Iris that she is going to save the world from the CRM, and yeah, I agree. Whatever future the CRM is building, that's no future at all. That's no future. The CRM, it's destroying humanity's future, not securing it. Dan says, yeah, was trying to be a good leader, and then Daryl punches him, and he's like, I want to blow them up. Why? So glad Angela fixed him. Oh, you're talking about Negan? Yeah, Negan was like, I like you, Carl, but then was about to kill him, so, before Shiva stepped in, so, I don't know, it's so weird. Epic said, oh yeah, and then he's upset when he finds out Carl died. That was weird. Epic says, June had her chance to be useful in episode 6, and she goes and saves Jenny. Yeah, can you guys imagine if the governor got bit in season 3, and then, not Merle, but somebody saves him? Yeah, imagine if it was not Tyrese, it's somebody else. A character I honestly don't know, but imagine a character saves the governor in season 3 of the group. Why in the world would you do that? I don't know. So yeah, guys, after this live stream, I'm gonna head to the Ken tribute, Wow, even the description, he says, I don't know what to say about this video. It got requested. I took a long time to think about it, and now I made it. It's like Walking Dead Heart. I appreciate you making the tribute for Ken, but that's all you got to say? Like, I don't know. It's just Ken was awesome, man. Like, Epic says, like, I know people blame Daryl for getting Glenn killed. I do. But at the end of the day, it's all because of Gimple. Yeah, that's true. At the end of the day, it's still Gimple's writing. Just like what happened with Madison, it's the Gimple. It's Ian and Andy. Partially Gimple, but Ian and Andy too. Dan says CRM are great villains in this finale, though. Should have seen this kind of stuff earlier in the season. Still think that season one should have been 6 episodes or maybe 8, less filler. Yeah, I agree, Dan. Like episode 4, you could literally take out episode 4 with the wolf. Okay, I do love the wolf, but the whole dancing, the high school, just no. That's crazy, Dan. Like, yeah, you're right. You could literally just trim some of the fat in season 1, just 8 episodes, I would say, and it would be better, honestly. Epic says, like, Gimple sat down and wrote, I'm going to have Daryl punch Negan on the script. Oh, God. Yeah, it's like Gimple, did you forget that Dwight shot him in the shoulder? And then Gimple will be like, oh, well, it doesn't hurt anymore. It's like he got shot in the shoulder. Of course it hurts. Yeah, Daryl's not bulletproof. Dan says, yeah, this Ken video is so cool. The Walking Dead Heart is killing it with these tributes. LOL. That is true. Absolutely, Dan. All right, guys. So I want to thank you so much, Dan, DeRosa, and Epic Zombie Killer. I want to thank you guys so much for sticking with me. It is 10 o'clock right now. I'm actually going to go to bed soon. Not very soon, another hour or so, because I got work tomorrow. Dan says I could remove episode 4 altogether, but just keep the post-credit scene, honestly. Yeah, that's true. Post-credit scene is one of the few things I would keep in the episode. That and the wolf. You gotta have the wolf in season 1. That was an underrated character. Dan says, thanks for the stream, man. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome, Dan. Epic says, when's the next stream, bro? I'm not really sure, Epic. Good question. I'm trying to figure it out. So it's either going to be, you know what? I've been thinking about doing it on Sundays, but it's either going to be next week on Monday or Wednesday. So yeah, just to let you guys know, it's either going to be it's either going to be Mondays at 8:20 or it's going to be Wednesdays at 6:20 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Let's see. Epic says, like, that made no sense. Just to get shot, then get up and punch somebody. Yeah, that's true. Bye. Yeah, bye, Epic. Thank you so much for sticking with me in the stream. I really appreciate it, man. And yeah, guys, I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know when my next live stream is, but I'll try to do it sometime next week, either Monday or Wednesday. So yeah, guys, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe. Epic says, also apparently Fear the Walking Dead Season 7 is in development. Wow, Epic. That is crazy. I didn't know they were this early in development. That's awesome. I hope there's no spoilers. So yeah, guys, I really have to end the stream. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.